Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Ben Carlucci with me on Zoom. Hey, Ben.
How's it going?
Good. All right. I'm in Los Angeles. You're in Pittsburgh. Therefore, we are on Zoom. And Karina has not warned me. Karina gave me some wonderful advice. My podcast producer, Karina, said, you don't have to apologize for Zoom anymore. So this is me not apologizing for Zoom, but mentioning that I'm not apologizing for Zoom. And now Karina's getting a little laugh. She deserves it. She does a great job. So people should listen to the podcast before this one to learn all about Ben and his work. We covered everything. It was excellent. Excellent chat.
I managed to give a full bio of my filmmaking production history without once mentioning how many times I won the 48.
But I will mention that I know you for two films because your film Bearing Baby was at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival in 2024 and took home the prize for exceptional filmmaking. And the film you shot that same weekend, Lorica, longer, more ambitious, so it took more time in post, I'm sure, was at Film Invasion Los Angeles, June of 2025. Also took home a lovely award. So thank you so much for making our festivals better. And people should listen to the podcast before this one to learn all about those films and you. This podcast is what I just have come to call a 4 questions episode, which means Ben will be answering, name 3 films that you love, name an underrated film, name an overrated film, and name a lesser known film that people should seek out. And I've tried so hard to ask that first question because, it used to be like, I think it did start like, name your top 3 and like, wait, that's too much damn pressure. So
it's impossible.
It's impossible. In fact, like, I can't even answer it. I used to be able to. When you're younger and you haven't seen as many films, you can do it. But
yeah.
But so now it's just 3 favorites, just 3 films that you love so much.
Sure. So I always have The Never-Ending Story on that list. That's the movie that made me want to make movies. As early as I can remember, when I trace back my love of storytelling as far as my memory goes, I remember watching that film and sort of some self-insert, stuff into that world. So that film will always and has always had a very special place to me. And then it's very tempting as a filmmaker when you're naming your favorites to try and avoid big hits and popular movies because you want to be like, oh yeah, I'm an artist. But no, I love Lord of the Rings and Return of the King is always going to be on my top lists. I've probably watched those films. I mean, a million.
I was going to say, I'll risk the interruption to say like, but do you really just want to say it's the trilogy together as a single piece?
Probably. I oscillate as favorites. I oscillate between Return of the King and Fellowship. Those are probably the 2 I've watched the most times. I generally lean Return of the King because I am a sucker for a good like battle speech, kind of inspirational, we're going to go fight the bad guys on the battlefield kind of thing. And I don't think there's a better example of that in all of cinema than Theoden's speech before the rise of the Rohirrim and Return of the King. So that's usually the tiebreaker for me. Though again, I've watched Fellowship more times than I could count. So that'd be probably number 2.
Amusingly, I sometimes lean towards The Two Towers as my fave. Go figure. Could just be from the Ents. Could just be watching the Ents go to.
Oh yeah, accounts.
It's so magical. But anyway, I had to.
And then I was trying to think of a third to add to the list, and the one that just kept coming to mind is actually The Social Network. I've watched that movie again a million times. I think it's fascinating. I love Sorkin's dialogue, but I think when a director like Fincher in that, or like Danny Boyle in the Steve Jobs movie, adds that sort of director's filter to it, it brings out the absolute best in it. And The Social Network may be the greatest example of that.
Excellent. Fun list. And now I will share, it's probably just my generation. I was too old for it. I keep hearing how wonderful The Never-Ending Story is, and I've never seen it.
It's a lovely, it's such a product of its time in so many ways, but like that's half the charm, the big puppets and the crazy costumes. But like, it's got a real soul to it. I think it's very worth watching.
I think so. I don't know why we never watched it when the kid was young. Who knows? All right.
I remember the first time I watched it, like as an adult, having not seen it in several years, and I was surprised how much I still enjoyed it.
That's key, right? That is, well, that's wonderful. All right. Well, question number 2 is a film you feel is generally underrated.
Oh, yeah, man, I found this almost even harder because there's a lot. I narrowed it down to two if I'm allowed to cheat, but
You are definitely. I get to use an old joke. I'm not wearing a black and white striped shirt with a whistle, so
there we
there's no
go. Well,
referee
I'll
here.
tell you why,
You can
because
name two.
part of me felt like, given plugging the other podcast, given the film Lorica and my upcoming film Saint Mick, and sort of the religious focus of them, I felt compelled to, if I'm in front of an audience, I need to point to underrated films that deal with like religious themes and stuff, because there's so many terrible Christian movies out there that they've rightly garnered this relationship, or this, sorry, reputation of all being sort of just awful. But there are good ones out there. You got to look for them. And one that I feel is actually pretty underrated is Blue Like Jazz. Which is underrated for a bunch of reasons. One, just a lot of people haven't heard of it. Two, it was a very sort of like indie darling production. I'm pretty sure they raised money for it on like Kickstarter or something similar to it back when that was still a novel thing. There was a band, or sorry, I said a band. There was a book associated with it, so it had like a little bit of a fan base that they were able to raise the money through. But I'm pretty sure it was an independent production, and when you watch it, it feels very indie to watch. But it's a really good, fun, ridiculous, honestly, and for its budget and scale, very ambitious movie in a lot of ways. And I think more people should watch it. So that's my main answer. And then the other answer would be, there's a movie by Mike Mills a few years back called 20th Century Women that people liked when it was in theaters, and I feel like no one's mentioned it since then. And it's one of my favorite films of the last decade, so I consider it very underrated.
So funny. Either of those could have been question four for me because I hadn't heard of either. They could be lesser known to seek out, but that's okay. You're saving something else for that.
Yeah.
And all that I did look it up. Yeah, there you go. Blue Like Jazz looks very interesting to me, and I love the cast actually. All right,
Yeah,
so
it's great.
great. All right. Well, question number three.
All right.
I almost feel you're such a nice guy that I should throw in that overrated doesn't mean bad.
Oh, no, I went bad. I'm going to be mean. I'm going
Okay.
to alienate your audience here. I
Perfect.
think the film that is overrated is Romeo plus Juliet by Baz Luhrmann. I have never been able to finish that film because I think the opening scene at the gas station is the most obnoxious thing ever put to screen. And every time I've tried to watch the movie, I turn it off right before that scene ends. I've never made it to Leonardo DiCaprio, but I'm stubborn enough to, if a movie's first 5 minutes are that bad, the rest is not worth it to me. I can't stand it, and I know people love that movie, so I would say it's very overrated. Does
I
that
know
mean
so
enough?
many people who can't finish it.
For the record, I actually think Baz Luhrmann is very talented in certain ways, and I think he sabotages his own work with the hyperactive sound design and editing. Like you look at like still frames from like Moulin Rouge, and you're like, this is gorgeous. The production design is incredible, but the like Looney Tunes approach to the editing and the sound work and stuff just, I don't know. I don't hate everything he's ever done. I actually kind of like his Great Gatsby movie, believe it or not. I know a lot of people didn't like that one, but yeah, Romeo and Juliet. I just can't do it. I want to be nice. I want to see what other people see in it. I cannot make it past the opening scene.
Hey, look, and it's not everything is for everyone, right? Like, I bet Baz would be like, hey, I love that some people can't get through that.
All right, listen,
Yeah,
I'd happily share this opinion with him to his face, and I'd love to have him, tell me why he hates my movies. Like, let's go for it. You're allowed. You're
who
allowed.
knows? Who knows?
Never
No,
say something. Never say something about anyone you wouldn't be willing to say to them.
that's what I always tell our 18-year-old, well, soon to be 18-year-old.
Yeah, no, that's a
Anything
rule I
you
really do
say,
try to live
assume
by.
everyone in the world is hearing you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's just a good way to live.
it is. Then you don't have to worry. All right. Only one to go, which is that lesser known for people to seek out.
Yes. All right. I don't know. I might cheat again. The first one that came to mind for this was a film called Michael Clayton. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, yeah, that was the Clooney one, right?
Yeah, it was Clooney. So I feel like I run into people who haven't heard of it, but it was Clooney, and it was also Tony Gilroy wrote it, and he just had the big success with Andor and stuff. So if people are looking for more in that vein of quality filmmaking, Michael Clayton's an awesome movie. There's also a movie I wanted to mention just because I have never met somebody else who has seen it. I have never met a single human who has seen this movie, but maybe this will be the first if you have. You ever heard of the movie The Details?
No, I don't think so. Wow. Oh, and
Okay,
you're
it stars Tobey Maguire and I think Ray Liotta's in it and a bunch of other people. Yeah, it's from like it's not that long ago. It's from like 2011 or 2013, I think. It's a very I like it. It's a weird kind of off-putting movie in a lot of ways. It's sort of hyper focuses on the mundane and then the bizarre within the mundane and gets kind of dark at times. But it's a very good movie. And the thing that makes me crack up about it is again, I have never met a single human besides myself that has seen this movie. And I'm almost convinced that I'm going crazy and making it up in my own head. So I'm sharing it with your audience so that someone else,
and it's a
somebody find
dark
me on so huh?
and I'll add it's a dark comedy starring Tobey Maguire, Elizabeth Banks, and Laura Linney.
Yeah, it's a stacked cast. I mean, it's like
Stacked cast and dark comedy is like one
yeah.
of the world's best genres, if not the best. Like
No,
I
it's a real movie. It's just no one's heard of it for some reason. I
oh,
I don't know anything about when it came out or why no one had seen. So yeah, no. So the details would be on there. And then the bone I'll throw again to the religious themed films because again that's the audience I'm moving towards right now. There's a film called Believe Me from 2014, I think. The plot is about this kid who loses his college scholarship and needs a way to make money fast. So he starts basically a fake charity ministry, and he and his friends like have to research how to like take on the mannerisms of evangelical Christians and speak their language. And so from somebody who like, grew up in a lot of those circles, it's very funny to me. But it's also just it's a good movie. Very, very enjoyable watch. But another one that I feel like a lot of people have not heard of.
agree. Well, I hadn't heard of it.
Well, there you
But
go.
then again, I used to have a good filmic knowledge, and now after 10 years of running film festivals and like rarely being able to watch stuff that isn't a film festival submission, I
I
admit I
yeah,
haven't. But
I
the
worked at
last 10
a
years, there's almost like a gap. I'm like, I try to see the stuff that that people recommend, but damn, time
I,
machine.
I worked at a movie theater for a few years when I was getting my freelance career started, and so anything that came out in those 3 years, I was on it. Like it got to Oscar season, I'd seen everything that was nominated, and now I'm lucky if I catch a movie a month. I'm so busy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, excellent list, and man, you make me want to watch a lot of films. I gotta finish the actual selections for the December festival so that I can have an opinion when I get the spreadsheet that lists everyone else's ratings. So anyway,
Sure.
enough about me. All right, thank you so much, Ben, for taking your time and answering those questions. Very fun recommendations. It's funny. I feel like I haven't watched Lord of the Rings for a good 10, 15 years, I think.
Wow. It's like the go-to like comfort movie for us. Like when we're having a rough day and just want something kind of on in the background, we'll just go have some time in the Shire.
It was funny. The last time I got to watch them was we had a friend who'd never seen Game of Thrones and she didn't have cable, so she would come over to our place and we binged her through all of Game of Thrones. And when we finished it, she's like, I like coming over every Sunday. What can we watch next? And I said, well, we just watched Game of Thrones. Why don't we watch the extended versions? Well, let's watch all three Lord of the Rings films, the extended versions together.
There you
We
go.
did that. Then we did Godfather. But anyway, so that was like the last time I got to watch them all like together as a single piece because Lord knows who has 12 to 14 hours. Although I actually think I prefer the theatrical versions to the extendeds.
There's an argument to be made there, but this is probably not the place.
Not the time or place. And honestly, considering how long it's been since I've seen either version, my opinions don't mean a darn thing on that one. Maybe it's just for the efficiency of it
Yeah, that's
that
fair.
I prefer the theatrical. All right, so thank you again, Ben. We'll have a clickable link in the show notes for your website and social media and where people can check out your film Lorica and anything else. I imagine you might have a central hub where people can go and click over and see your YouTube or whatever it is.
Yeah, my website has pretty much all my films. On the front page there, you'll see Lorica, and then you'll see a bunch of posters kind of in a reel. And if you click on any of those, the film will pop up.
Nice. You got your shit together.
I try.
All right. And I will thank everyone for listening to the Discover Indie Film podcast. If you want to learn more about this podcast, go to discoverindiefilm.com. On social media, it's always at DIFwins. Discoverindiefilm.org. That is for the nonprofit foundation that runs 2 film festivals that are both ranked in the top 100 worldwide best reviewed out of 14,000 in the world. So that's not bad to have 2 out of the top 100.
It's good company.
Yeah. And those 2 festivals are the Sherman Oaks Film Festival that we hold every December. You can learn more at ShermanOaksFF.com and at ShermanOaksFF on social media. Its sister festival is Film Invasion Los Angeles. We hold that one every June. That's where we showed Lorica. And people can learn more if they go to FilmInvasionLA.com, and it's at FilmInvasionLA on social media. And their cousin, being run by a wonderful team down in Lima, Peru, is Film Invasion Lima. And excited about that. So, thank you, Ben.
Happy to be here.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.